esports is we see a lot of mirror comps, and that's the thing for me. Like to get away from some of that stuff would be fantastic, really. And who are you spectating from?
Oh,
Sorry.
King of Cool.
Okay, cool, gotcha. And to kind of get away from the mirror comp stuff, I think it's going to be really healthy for the game. And just a bit of a learning curve for some to kind of get their head around. But despite it looking confusing on the surface, it actually makes a lot of sense, like to do it the way that you've devised it. To be fair.
Yeah, and it was a thoughtful process. I spent like 2 hours like trying to figure out the absolute best possible system for it, and that's it. Ended up like this was one of the best ones that I could come up with, and the best way to do it is trial and error. Give it to the team, see what they think, let them go through the experience, and see how it feels to draft and then play that comp in game.
100%. Like everyone, or not everyone, obviously, but like a lot of people are afraid to do something, to see, to learn, to try, to test, and like it's one of those things that just like the fear of it maybe not being perfect straight away often stops people from actually just giving it a go in the first place. As it gets stunned, gonna probably go down. It does go down.
Ooh.
Bit of pressure then to defend these gems here. And now just Max on his own here, struggling to stay alive, but now Adji coming back again just to kind of pick up a bit of a moment there that had me on edge then.
Oh, they're going to get all 10, and the countdown has begun for FAKP.
Auction needs to push forward here, and we saw Clash with a great stun. They can't get anything from the mid. They were thinking about it, and actually Max Green with more pressure. Going to be a really nice takedown there to finish the game off. Give me 1 second whilst I make a quick scene.
All right, so here we go. Game number 2. Oh, you mean on Stream Deck?
Yeah, I'm a Stream Deck, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Nice. All right, so here we go. Game number 2 coming out here. Yeah, and I decided to a little bit more expanding on the band draft system while this game's getting heated up.
It's great for the viewers to learn because obviously this came direct from you, so it's great to hear from you directly.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So we figured that the games are too short to almost do a band draft for every game, because then it would be like it would have to be 3 minutes of draft for possibly like 2 minutes of gameplay, which doesn't really make too much sense. So we felt it was best and really interesting for teams to be able to, like, if both teams have a really good comp and say they just mess up on the first game, then they can come back in game 2 and game 3 and still get that win. If the comp is good. If the comp isn't good, then that was just a missed draft. Maybe they banned something and they were like, oh, maybe this wasn't the best ban against this team. And also some of the other things that come up with that is in the middle of the draft, the red team gets to draft twice in a row. So then coming out and seeing which brawlers counter some of the brawlers that they drafted is also a really good play to look at. Is, do I go for counter picks? Do I go for more so team comp picks? And that's a lot to consider in the band draft system.
Bit of a mistake from Max, and this might go the other way. It is going to go into a countdown actually against this time FA. They're going to be struggling, I think, now on defense as well. King Cool going to go possibly down. There's a chance that Max can get in here actually and pinches between King Cool, but he gets stunned.
Oh.
And Oxygen gonna come through with the how we look at Brawl Esports really.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. There can't be any mirrored brawlers, so it's all unique brawlers. We're seeing 6 completely unique brawlers. It just adds a little bit more variety to the game and really shows how overall balanced the game is when you can't just like pick a certain, like if there are 3 OP brawlers, for example, like I keep referring to Surge, Gale, and Mr. P because like that's the most recent. But like it's no longer, you can't just have mirror comps with Surge, Gale, and Mr. P and just steamroll an opponent. It has to be like Surge and Gale might be banned, and then you might be able to pick Mr. P, but does that necessarily fit with the overall other team comp because you need to get 2 other brawlers that balance Mr. P out, and also that might be able to beat counters for Mr. P. So it's really important to strategize before going into a ban draft phase.
Yeah, and from like a production perspective as well, it's really challenging because like to keep the flow of things. It was great trip mine gadget there from Ali. But the pace is actually like really quite good. I think you've done a great job of getting a balance between kind of what's done off stream and what's done on stream. And you know, that's the thing with this kind of thing. We've got another donation coming in for $23. Thank you so much to Josa. The pick system for me is really, really interesting. And it also means that, you know, you can't go in with just like a comp in mind, because your comp is always changing and evolving as you take your picks. Like, you can't be like looking to kind of build, you know, a specific 3 brawler comp as actually heals the wall. I guess there was no one to heal. You know, because you got to think through, you know, whatever your opposition choose to do at any time can affect your choices, right?
Exactly. Yep. So it really becomes a team game more than so just play this broken brawler and we'll just win.
Adrian counting the FA and getting some good shots. Got a heal as well, so that'll come in handy considering that he's holding all the gems. And this looks to me like to be a pretty solid countdown for FA. Yep, gonna take it all the way. And
Backyard Bowl, the bans are going to be Gale and Nani for FAKP, and then Surge and Piper for Oxygen. And it looks like the game is underway, so let's get into that. And we'll see the picks as the teams are playing. So we have Max, Pam, and Mr. P coming out from FAKP, and we have Carl, Bo, and Brock.
Yeah, it's really I'm sure all the pro players watching as well can relate. It's very, very refreshing, I feel, to see Brawl Stars being played out in a way that kind of like favors like exclusivity over a brawler. Like you know, that for me is a really exciting prospect, and it also brings in another dynamic of like kind of like, you know, how do you go in and approach this? Like, you know, there's now some restrictions and some strategy behind not just like your skill playing, but also behind like, you know, the actual prep before you even go into the game.
Yeah, the analysis is super key. And going back to it, having the support like Clash does, that might have been what gave Clash the advantage coming into this completely brand new format where it's not just sort of picking brawlers and just hopping into a game. It's really strategizing and really thinking. Having an analyst helps with that quite a bit.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, it's just so weird to not see, like, in a good way, in a refreshing way, to not see like the same brawler taking lane on the side and like kind of just having that mirror matchup, kind of like, you know, often as well. Great dash from Adrian, getting a goal for it as well, rewarded for his efforts. Yeah, just kind of refreshing for me to kind of just see Brawl played out in such a way. And yeah, I'm really excited to seeing like how this is gonna make players play moving forwards, and maybe they'll consider some brawlers which they wouldn't otherwise consider. You know, like I think this is going to open the doors a lot to some kind of like off meta kind of comps that be kind of keen to see evolve as the season goes on.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we were looking to do with this, is kind of bring a fresh new take to Brawl Stars and see how people play. Oh, and a beautiful goal right there for Audrey.
In the chat now.
Oh, he is. Hi, Frank.
He's looking forward to seeing what SK brings to the table in regards to this kind of format. Yeah. He's quite keen to see what SK kind of like do in terms of their approach to this kind of style, because they do tend to go with some more kind of like less common picks actually, and I think that they might be a team to look out for in terms of their approach to this kind of style. So, but yeah, 100%, it's gonna mix things up for sure.
Yeah, well, after this we have S2V versus SK Gaming, so that'll be a very solid matchup to be watching. Right now, FAKP up 1-0 over Oxygen in set number 2.
Frank makes a valid point. It's like, oh, great goal there. Turn around very, very quickly. Will someone take away Mortis from Wiley? Well, this is exactly it. More donations coming from Cosmo. You guys are amazing. We are now 1,120, and then obviously Supercell have agreed to match your donations dollar for dollar, $2,240 so far, and we're about 6 hours in. plenty more hours still to go. Thank you for everyone for supporting. But yeah, like, are we gonna see like players having their beloved kind of picks taken away from them, and as just a general strategy, really, just to make sure that they can't get their hands on something that's known to be quite strong?
Yeah, we see that a lot of times in Clash Royale. Oh, beautiful save from Ali right there. We see that a lot of times in Clash Royale where a lot of players will get target banned. And
Well, this is exactly it. Are we not seen that in Brawl yet, really?
yeah,
We've seen it on a very small scale where, and it's quite a big commitment actually in the current lineup for esports to choose to ban, like, a brawler's your one overall governing ban based on just one person being good at that brawler. They might not even play that brawler.
yeah. So it's like a high risk, high reward kind of thing. Uh, and in a game like Brawl Stars where it's like a MOBA style, um, a lot of times it's more so just the type of brawler more than the brawler itself. Like for example, somebody who might one trick Brock all the time, if you just ban Brock, maybe they just pull out Piper and they're just as good with Piper.
Yeah.
Different utility, of course, but it's kind of that idea where it's more like the type of brawler versus.
Where you put it in motion, and from there you can only really kind of like iron it out and continue to perfect it.
Yeah, so here we go, hopping into the final game of Brawl Ball on Backyard Bowl. Jonathan in Twitch chat says, "This is so cool to watch. I'm glad you're enjoying." That was definitely the goal with this. So glad to hear you're enjoying it. And yeah, this is some high quality Brawl Stars gameplay. So here we go, Max trying to get some shots onto Ale, but Ale just doing a great job avoiding everything. King of Cool now popping in, get some shots. Drew with a beautiful shot onto Pam.
I do like the bow and the Brock picks. I think that having wall breakers on this map does go a long way, and we haven't really seen though any of the defensive walls broken yet, which is what realistically Oxygen needs to be doing right now.
Yeah, they can get the bow mines there. They can get Brock's super rocket rain there, which is exactly what Drew is doing right now. A beautiful gadget to escape, but Audrey pursues and takes him down.
Porter's going down as well. It's going to be making it difficult for healing to take place, because obviously every time you shoot, you don't heal. So having Porters can be a real nuisance at just kind of like keeping your opposition team low.
Yeah, ooh, one of Mr. P's robots right there actually tripped a couple of Bo's mines and got them out of the way. Beautiful use of this Porter right there.
Andrew going in solo, tries to get a little sneaky goal through. Gonna get shut down for it, but kind of valiant attempt nonetheless. It wasn't gonna be an easy feat, no doubt about it.
Not at all. So Drakkar on the right-hand side pushing up. King of Cool getting down. Oh, the healing station just barely around that box.
Oh, the by gadget just stunning everyone instantaneously. King Cool gonna go down here. Surely this is a lot of pressure being applied here. Will it avail to a goal?
Yeah. King of Cool stalled just enough for Audrey to come back up and get the ball to come out and defend that. And it looks like we are possibly going to overtime.
A lot of pressure being applied though, and Audrey struggling to stay alive here. Probably gonna go down. Let's come back.
Here we go. Audrey taking a couple shots. Max getting the ball. A couple passes here might be the way to go. It's a 3-on-2 push. Audrey passing it over to King of Cool. Can they get the takedown on the Brawlers? No. Drew is going to spawn back in, and it looks like Oxygen will have a solid defense.
More pressure being applied. Audrey boosting in. Can he get this shot off here? No, gets taken down too quickly before he can. King Cool on his own. He gets it in. Starting tool for people that are kind of wanting to get introduced into it. So
yeah. All right. So for the bans, we have Paco, Mr. P, Surge, and Piper, and then we're hopping right into game. You can see Tick, Bo, and Brock for Oxygen, and then Sprout, Jackie, and Jean for FAKP. And it looks like they're trapped in the corner. Audrey's gonna get a pull onto Tick and gonna fall. So it is now tied up 3-3. But yeah, even for like if like some people love to dress up for like Halloween stuff like that. Like it would be a it's also a really good place for Halloween costumes, I would assume as well.
Exactly, exactly. There's actually a ton of, it's not just like from computer games, great pool, but actually Max not able to get the pickup. It's great for, oh, but King will call the right hand side, caught in his own wall there.
Oh no, he made such a great play and then it backfired so quickly.
Yeah.
And here we go. Oxygen staying back in their base just a little bit. How do you feel about when teams do that on bounty maps, when they like kind of stay back and like trap themselves in a corner kind of thing?
Gotta be super, super cautious. Getting spawn trapped can actually go into your advantage sometimes, but you gotta play it right. You gotta be able to maintain position and allow that aggression to come forwards. But one misplace and all of a sudden, you're gonna struggle. Oh, actually gets a nice pull through the wall actually, and that will actually get the lead if it can be defended long enough to be retreated back here.
Yeah, 1 star separates now. 3 stars. Audrey got a beautiful shot onto Brock. The pull comes in, and Bo's going to get taken down, and that is going to be GG. Well played for.
Getting a ton of value from this left hand side. King and Cool playing it great, and Max going in, getting a lot of value. Wow, what a fantastic start.
Wow, King of Cool putting in the work on the left hand side, going up 5-0. A beautiful wall right there. Dracker and
well, some sad emotes flying. No stars yet on the board, and continue. I think Kia Cool was gone for a great pick here actually, and the continued pressure with the Gene and Jackie combo is working out really, really well here.
Yeah, Gene getting the chip shots in to get the super, and then pulling in, and then just having Jackie finish them off. It is just free stars if you can get the pull, but you have to be really good with Gene to get those pulls landed.
Yeah, Adji's got 5 stars too. He needs to be careful to not take a death here. But doing a fantastic job right now and getting that early pressure on. Another great pull as well. And I think Max doing a great job to support. And we're seeing a lot of this starting to come into the meta now. A lot of Gene combined with a fast takedown kind of brawler. Like we're seeing a lot of Gale, Gene, and Bull making a bit of an appearance into the meta now as well.
Yeah. It's surprising to see Bull in competitive play after him being out of it for so long.
Yeah. 13 stars to O.
And it looks like...
comfortable, wow.
Yep, that is...